Hiya, I'm that random cardcaster. We are in the home stretch of A-1 Pictures Month. I know it probably feels a bit anticlimactic with how terrible my uploading schedule is. I was gonna work on Magic Kaito review during Sunday on May 24th. But then we got a new kitten, so we had to spend a few days to get him and our other kitten, Twix, acquainted. Twix was kind of mad at first, but she's slowly getting used to him and her routine. So that's why the video came out so late in the week. So this is A-1 Pictures Month. We're concluding with a review of Doukyuusei, a film that would fall under the shonen ai or the LGBT sort of genre, with a little bit of romance thrown in as well. It came out winter 2016. I've heard a lot of good things about this film and wanted to check it out. A-1 Pictures Month really gave me a nice timing to look into it. I usually only watch anime films if I am really in the mood for one, which usually happens when I want to break from some of my favorite anime series I've been watching. So, with that said, obviously, it just seemed perfect to watch this film. So, anyway, enough of this rambling. With that out of the way, let's get this review started. Let's start with the story. This anime follows two students who are classmates in an all-boys school. They officially start talking to each other when Hikaru makes some observations that would indicate that Rihito is having trouble with the song their class is learning. Hikaru decides that he should try to be a good classmate and help Rihito out since Hikaru is in a band already outside of school. Then from there, their friendship grows so much that it actually turns into them developing feelings for each other. Which honestly, yeah, I know it's almost an overdone trope with some shows and whatnot, but the way the A-1 and the mangaka went about it was kind of cute. I really enjoyed the approach. This story focuses on their struggles to becoming a same-sex couple when they seem like polar opposites, and when they have to consider what universities they plan to attend, and when they have to think about how they'll manage the long-distance part of their relationship. The relationship is fraught with many things in their path. Like, there's just like a lot of stuff that might keep them from wanting to really continue the relationship. But, you know, this film shows like them working through some of those issues. Now, let's talk about the original soundtrack or OST. For me personally, it was very relaxing to listen to. Some of the songs reminded me of Animal Crossing with how peaceful some of them sound. The songs in the OST help to really set the tone well. And I think there's a website you can buy the OST from, but I'm not sure how many CDs they have left in stock. I'm not sure like which songs were my favorite, as it is a film, and sometimes when it comes to anime films, it might be a lot harder to find a proper soundtrack to listen to all the songs afterwards and stuff. But, you know, this film has a lot of good songs to it. Let me know which songs you really recommend or prefer in the comments down below. I'm sorry I didn't list my favorites this time. Now let's talk about the characters. Character number 1, we have Hikaru Kusakabe. He's a student at the same all-boys high school as Rihito. He's in a band called Zuguk. He's incredibly open and warm to just about everyone. He decides to help out Rihito one day when he notices that Rihito's struggling with the song their class is learning. Throughout the film, you see how strong his feelings are for Rihito. He clearly didn't expect to fall as hard as he did for Rihito. He doesn't normally express many feelings for girls that he's gone out with in the past. Sometimes, like, he has to reassure Rihito that Rihito will always be number one in Hikaru's heart and that he won't fall for some girl after they've graduated and gone their separate ways through the long distance part of their relationship. Later on, we also see that Hikaru actually has a lot of insecurities and worries about what they'll do with their long distance relationship, how it will survive, but I'm sure they'll get through it. Character number 2, Rihito Sajo. He's a student at the same all-boys high school as Hikaru. He's very studious and keeps his grades in top form. Even though he's highly intelligent, he sometimes gets self-conscious about himself and often thinks he's too gloomy. He tends to be shy, which makes it hard for him to reach out for help or to make friends. He thinks he's too different from Hikaru, which makes him have doubts about their relationship at times. He even worries that Hikaru might date a girl after they graduate, even with Hikaru having very little interest in girls. But even if they are opposites, you know what they say, opposites attract. He wants to go to the Kyoto University that his grandfather and father went to, which makes Hikaru worry when they have to consider long distance as an option. Now, there are a few other characters such as Hara-sen or Hara-sensei. He's an odd character. I don't fully understand his motives for what he does. I'm sure the manga explains it. But as this is mostly an anime review, I'm not really focused on the manga here. The film could have shown more of who Hara-sen was or is as a person or a character, and how he connects with Rihito, but the film doesn't really do that as much. Now, let's talk about the art style. The art style is certainly unique to look at. I think it just looks just as amazing as something you'd see from Kyoani / Kyoto Animation, Studio Ghibli, Mappa, etc. I absolutely enjoyed the art for this film. It wasn't too bad on the eyes. It actually looked fantastic. Makes me really want to look at the manga to see its art style there as well, because it actually looks really nice and solid. Now, what is my overall rating? I give this anime film an 8 out of 10. This is only because 1, the film is rather short, which leaves me wanting more, and 2, the film has some characters who do some questionable things. Hara-sensei. The story doesn't exactly explain why Hara-sensei did what he did to Rihito, or whatever he was trying to do to Rihito. I'm sure the manga explains it, but seriously, because the film not explaining it or showing the context, just the film not explaining it or showing any context for why of it, it just really confused me. Made me wonder, yeah, I kind of expect this from this genre sometimes, but it was rather confusing. Film could have explained it. Well, in spite of that, I'm still a sucker for cute and wholesome romance anime. I would dare say that they are also my ultimate guilty pleasure or weakness. This series has some of the most wholesome interactions that could rival series like Ore Monogatari, and the drama doesn't drag for too long within the story, which is nice too. And the chemistry between Hikaru and Rihito works nicely in this film. I would love to see where their relationship goes during their college years, but even if we don't see the film, it leaves it up to the audience to fill in the blanks on how things will turn out for the couple. Or if you're really curious, there's a couple of sequel manga that continue the story. Now, would I buy it? I see a wholesome romance anime, and then I just look at its manga or just buy it, and I would love to have this series in my collection. If I can't buy it just yet, then I guess Amazon Prime Video is good for streaming it depending on where you live. And if there are other places to stream it, I couldn't really find them, but hopefully if you live in a country outside of the US, hopefully you have lots of luck finding it. Now, where can you buy it or stream it? You can stream it via Amazon Prime for $3.99 for rental or $9.99 for purchase, or you can purchase it from Japan on DVD or buy it on DVD from Aniplex for $60. Or if you prefer, you can read it in a physical form or read it in the comfort of your devices, thanks to digital manga publishing / 7Cs, Waneko, Tomodomo, Crosscult, and Boy S Love Manga distributors for English, Polish, Spanish, German, and French speakers. Now, what are my recommendations for you to watch after you've seen this series? Recommendation number 1, Ore Monogatari, or, in English, My Love Story. Another wholesome anime title. It aired in spring 2015. It has 24 episodes and focuses on a relationship between Takeo and Rinko. They go through all the steps of figuring out how to kiss, hold hands, and how to go on dates, and how they have to learn how to deal with insecurities. They've got a cool wingman and friend in Makoto, who sometimes gives them the push they need in order to take the steps that they need to within their relationship. Recommendation number 2, Given. This is an 11-episode series that also falls under the Shonen Ai or LGBT genre in anime. The main leads come together through music, which is similar to the circumstances in which Hikaru and Rihito came together in Doukyuusei. And just like Doukyuusei, This anime has a healthy and believable same-sex relationship between the characters. Recommendation number 3, Kids on the Slope. This story focuses on a group of friends that come together and bond through music, particularly jazz. Much like Doukyuusei, the series is light and upbeat. The characters in the story experience love, youth, and music before coming together for one more jazz session. The character dynamics in Kids on the Slope are just as strong as in Doukyuusei. Well, thanks for watching if you got this far. Hopefully this video wasn't nearly as long as the other 2 review videos I've done. I hope you'll celebrate this studio or whatever studio I do next May during next year. See ya, and go catch that good anime!